You can use the right keywords, post consistently, and still get 0 views on Pinterest. Here's why. Pinterest SEO in 2026 doesn't work the way most beginners think it does. And if you're watching this, you're probably trying to figure out how Pinterest actually decides what to show people and what you're supposed to do to make your pin show up. Don't worry, I've got you. Hi, I'm Max. I help bloggers, online sellers, and affiliate marketers get their content seen without burning out. If that sounds like your vibe, now's a great time to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos like this. So today we're talking about Pinterest SEO. I'll explain what Pinterest SEO is, what's changed in 2026 versus what matters now, how to find the right keywords and where to put them, and the common mistakes most beginners make. All right, let's get into it. Pinterest SEO. Before we get started, you need to understand one thing first. Pinterest is not a social media platform like TikTok or Instagram. It's not built for entertainment. Pinterest is a search engine closer to Google or YouTube. People open Pinterest because they want an answer, and that answer usually leads them off the platform to a product, a blog post, a recipe, or something similar. Because Pinterest works like a search engine, we have to communicate with it in a way that it understands. That's what SEO is. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. In simple terms, it means choosing the right words so the search engine knows what you're talking about. So Pinterest SEO is just the process of telling Pinterest what your pin is about, what your account is about, and who should see it. Because the more clear you are, the easier it is for Pinterest to understand and categorize your content and then show it to the right people. So now let's talk about what's actually changed in 2026. If you've watched older Pinterest SEO tutorials, they usually focus almost entirely on keywords. And for a long time, keywords were the main way to communicate with the search engine. How to research them, how to place them, how to find trending ones. That was basically the whole strategy. And they still matter. I'll show you exactly how to use them later in this video, but something big has changed. Pinterest now uses AI to read your pins, not just your descriptions. So it can read the text inside your image, the objects in the photo, and the overall context of what you posted. So SEO isn't just writing anymore. Your keywords and your visuals have to match. So if a person can instantly tell what your pin is about, Pinterest usually can too. Instead of thinking about Pinterest SEO as keyword stuffing, which we don't want to do, think about it as alignment. Could a stranger understand your pin in under 3 seconds? If the answer is no, that's usually the real SEO problem. And once that part is clear, keywords start working the way they're supposed to. So let's talk about keywords. A keyword is simply the phrase someone types into Pinterest when they're looking for something. It's Pinterest's job to match that search with the most relevant content. And it's your job to make it obvious that your pin belongs in the search. So the easiest way to find good keywords is let Pinterest tell you. Yeah, it's that simple. Start typing your topic into the search bar and don't hit enter yet. You'll see suggested phrases appear underneath. And these are the real searches people are making right now in excellent keywords to use. So if you type budget planner, you might see things like budget planner printable or monthly budget spreadsheet or budget planner for beginners. Those suggestions are keywords. If you're looking for a 100% free keyword research tool, Pin Generator also offers one with search volume listed too. I'll leave that link in the description below. But you don't need paid tools and you don't need a mastered keyword list. You just need a few clear phrases that directly describe what your pin's about. So here's the part most people miss. Pinterest doesn't rank a single pin. It ranks clarity across your whole account. Once you pick a keyword, repeat it in logical places so the platform understands your topic. Maybe put the main keyword in your pin title and then use natural variations of that keyword in the description. You can also use the keyword as text on the screen or in board titles if it's relevant too. Let's talk more about where to put these keywords. Finding keywords is only half the job. Pinterest needs to understand where your content fits, and it learns that from consistency across all your pins and your account. So let's zoom out and look at the account level. Before getting started, is it clear what your account is about? Pinterest tries to categorize creators in the same way it categorizes content. So if your profile looks scattered, the platform will struggle to know who you are and who to show your pins to. There are a few simple places where you can fix this. Let's start with your account name. You don't need to turn it into spam, but adding a descriptive phrase helps. Something like Emma Budgeting Tips is easier for Pinterest to understand than just a username. Does that make sense? Now let's look at your account description. Here you'll write 1 to 2 sentences explaining what someone will learn from your content using natural keywords. Think about how a beginner would search for your topic and include those words plainly. Next are board titles. A board is simply a category that groups similar pins together. Pinterest relies on these boards to understand topics, so they should be specific. Something like food ideas is way too broad. You'll want to get more niche like healthy dinner recipes or gluten-free desserts might be even better. These boards also have descriptions too, and these descriptions can help reinforce the category. So you don't need to add a long paragraph, just a short explanation of what belongs in that board using keywords and related phrases. Now that your account is clear, we can move on to the pins themselves. The pin title should directly include a keyword that matches the search you want to appear in. Instead of "you need this," try writing "monthly budget spreadsheet" or "high protein meal prep ideas." Next is the pin description. It should include a keyword or related keywords and naturally use them to explain what the pin is about and what happens after you click. For example, "This beginner budget planner helps track expenses and savings each month." It's very clear what this is about. The text on the pin matters too. Here you can put the keywords and Pinterest will be able to read them. So if your keyword is "morning workout routine," use that exact phrase as the text on the image. And finally, the image itself. Since Pinterest can now analyze objects and context inside the picture, a photo with a specific image related to the keyword will perform best. For example, a photo of a plated meal will rank better for a recipe than a stock background image with text over it. Or a visible planner will rank better than just a blank desk. So here's what we mean. When your profile, your boards, and your pins all point to the same topic, this helps Pinterest SEO to better understand your content quickly and show it to the right people. So let's talk about some common mistakes. Most beginners don't struggle because Pinterest is complicated. They struggle because they focus on the wrong details. The first mistake is chasing trends instead of clarity. People might see a popular aesthetic and try to recreate it without thinking about the search intent behind it. A beautiful, neutral graphic with the words "life reset" might look nice, but Pinterest has no idea what problem it solves. Compare that to "Sunday reset routine checklist," which will tell both the user and the platform exactly where that pin belongs. The second mistake is using different language everywhere. Your pin might say "budget tracker," but your board says "money tips," and the description says "financial planning." While they are similar and they technically relate, Pinterest can't confidently categorize your account. But when the words align, reach usually improves because the topic becomes obvious. Another common mistake is being too broad. Instead of trying to rank for fitness or recipes, which puts you against millions of pins, try to be 10-minute home workouts or high protein breakfast ideas. These will give the platform and your audience a clear understanding of what your pins and accounts about. And many beginners try to treat posting frequency as their main strategy. And while consistency does help, posting tons of unclear pins won't make your account grow. One clear, well-aligned pin will usually outperform 10 vague ones because Pinterest trusts clarity more than volume. And finally, ignoring the image itself. Pinterest is a visual search engine. If the photo doesn't show the result, the pin will struggle. A budgeting article should show a budget sheet. A workout should show the movement or the routine layout. If a person can't instantly recognize it, neither can Pinterest. All right, let's wrap this up. Pinterest SEO in 2026 is less about tricks and more about alignment. When your account, your boards, your pins, and your pictures all point to the same thing, Pinterest understands who your content is for and starts to test it with the right audience. Once you've got your keywords sorted, creating a simple system to automate pin creation and posting can help signal consistency to Pinterest, which is a strong driver for pushing your content. If you've got any questions about Pinterest SEO, leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, now's a great time to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos like this. I'm Max. I share weekly Pinterest marketing tutorials to help you get your content seen without burning out. I'll see you next week. Let's get generating.